The doctor is in.
Yeah.
It's absolutely happening.
A whole month.
Yes, absolutely. We had a problem the last time, but now we got him here.
Well, it gave us time to read Plant Power.
Yes. By the way, give us a lot of time to read Plant Power. Great book, by the way, Doc. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, and the best part is this is not Doc's first book. He is a best-selling author. He's a New York Times best-selling author.
Okay.
He had a book called Clean and Lean. Caused quite a commotion. I know a lot of people that did that diet, and they were doing that. You also had that thing about the 20, right? For like 20 days, you can. Yeah, you can rearrange your whole body and stuff. It was good stuff.
I'd like to do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Dr. Ian K. Smith has the secrets, man.
Sure.
He knows what to do. If you ever look at Dr. He's on every goddamn show that's out there. I saw him on the Today Show. I've seen him on Good Morning America. I've seen him on Rachel Ray. He had his own show called The Doctors. I've seen him on everything.
Well, there you go.
And the guy's always physically fit. He's a good-looking man.
I'll bet.
All right? A little bit. My heart skips a beat a little bit for a minute. He's a good-looking fella. So, Dr. Ian, by the way, I got to ask, we have a ton of questions.
Yeah.
Because we had questions before that we started reading the book, and now we have questions now that we actually learned how to read over the time period.
That's true.
So, I got to ask this thing. In the book Plant Power, it's your brand new book that we just talked about. All right, I have recently, we're going to use me as the example. I have recently lost a shit ton of weight. Okay? Now, because what I've been doing is I've been only eating 2,046 calories a day. All right, that's what I've been eating. I calculate. I actually do the math in it. All right, but I want to lose more. Can Plant Power help me? And what exactly, since you're the author of it, what do you say Plant Power is?
Well, Plant Power is a program for people who do not want to be fully vegan or vegetarian, but they realize that they need to cut down on some of the meat that they're eating. I think everyone knows that.
Absolutely.
But also increase your plant-based consumption. So it's reducing meat and seafood, increasing plant-based food without totally giving up meat and dairy. And I think that most of the country wants to be kind of in that middle zone. Nothing against, if someone wants to be a vegan or vegetarian, nothing against that. And they actually can follow Plant Power too, because every day has tons of options for people. But I think most people every once in a while, like myself, I want to have a steak every once in a while, a burger, or I like my salmon and some chicken. So I don't want to give it up completely. So I really did this program myself, actually. So for 4 weeks, I went on this program that I developed, and it was amazing. I had increased mood, my energy level was higher, my sleep was better, my thinking was sharper. And in my Facebook group that I have where I help people go through the plan, and I encourage people listening to join our Facebook group. It's called Plant Power, which is the title of the book. Just search it on Facebook. People lost between 10 and 12 pounds in 4 weeks just by eating more plant-based. So
nice.
People are losing weight if they need to lose weight. If you don't need to lose weight, you won't. But people are definitely losing weight.
Well, see, that's the thing, because I used to date a vegetarian, and she didn't force anything on me. She would make me a steak. She didn't care. She was a classically trained chef. Sure. She knew what the hell she was doing. Mm. She would make me a steak, but we would end up eating more. Like, I would have my regular protein, but I would definitely eat more vegetables because 90% of the stuff that she was eating was vegetables, and she wasn't she was more of like a pescatarian because she would also eat fish. Not a pescatarian.
Right.
Joe went right to the dirty stuff, Doc, and he heard pish, and it's not the right thing. A pescatarian, would you eat fish?
Pest.
She became a pest, and I became a pest, and that's why we're not dating each other right now. However, the exact thing what we need to know is what's the good ratio of plant protein to regular old everyday protein that you can have? Like, is it like a 60? Like 60-40, what are you supposed to be doing? A lot more plants, I'm guessing.
Well, people think that you need to eat beef or meat or seafood to get good protein, and it's not true. Yes, there is a lot of protein in beef and meat and seafood, but there's also a lot of meat and protein, a lot of protein in plants. Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The ratio you should be worried about is the amount of protein per the amount of calories. And when you do that particular ratio, plants have a much better ratio because they have high in protein and low in calories, whereas beef, unfortunately, yes, it's high in protein, but it's also sometimes high in calories, and so that ratio is not great. So, those who think that you need to eat beef to have protein. Unfortunately, that's a misperception. There are tons of bodybuilders and severe heavy weightlifters who are vegan and vegetarian. They don't eat any meat whatsoever. So I want to dispel that myth. The other thing I think people should understand is that when you look at your plate, 2/3 of your plate should probably be some type of fruit or vegetable, and the other third should be, maybe some meat, maybe some whole grains combined with some meat. But you want a half to 2/3 to be plants and vegetables, plant-based foods if you can.
All right, see, I want people, by the way, to go out and buy the book. The book is called Plant Power. I want people to go out and buy the book by Dr. Ian K. Smith. And we said the K stands for kinky.
Yes, it does.
Because the guy knows what he's doing. He's a good-looking man. He knows what he needs to do. He wants to be camera-ready, and that's what he does. He follows this stuff, and he loses the weight, and he gets all slim and trim and all buff and everything.
Keep that going.
But I got to ask a question. I want people to read your book. I want people to buy your book, Doc. But give me one vegetable that has good protein. Just give me a little sneak peek. What's a vegetable that has great plant protein?
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Foul weed.
But broccoli also gives Joe the gas, and then we have to hear about it. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So if you're looking for really high protein, I always talk about things like lentils, chickpeas.
I like that.
Okay.
They're phenomenal. Even things like edamame.
Okay.
Some people like tofu. Some people like tofu and tempeh, which is soy. So those are classically the things that are highest, in protein when it comes to plant-based proteins. And of course, like I said, broccoli. One medium stalk of broccoli has about 4 grams of protein, which is amazing. Mushrooms have a good amount of protein in them, so you can get a lot of protein in different sources that are plant-based.
All right, so now now that we're on this broccoli conversation, because I have to ask, because Joe is now also he's about to throw up when you say broccoli. He doesn't like broccoli.
But everything else he said was really, I love
lentils,
mushrooms, chickpeas,
yeah, that's all delicious.
That was great stuff.
Okay, but here's the thing. I got it now, since I have a doctor on the phone. I have an MD.
You can send your bill.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's cheaper than actually going to the doctor because I got the doctor phoning in here.
That's right.
Now I have to ask this question because you brought up broccoli, and broccoli does cause a lot of people to get gas pains. Now here's the thing. Ever since COVID and everything else, I got my vaccination. I'm all clean. I got nothing. I'm fine. However, it seems like to me now, I get these severe gas pains. Like gas pains from eating, I'm eating a lot more vegetables. So I'm eating my broccoli.
See, that's it.
And I'm getting the gas, but it's high in protein. Now I'm learning I'm going to do that and start working out more with the broccoli now. And then the doc just told me. But I'm eating the veggies. I'm getting the gas pains. I'm talking about doubling over in pain gas pains. I get them in my legs. I get them in my arms and everything. What exactly can I do? Is there foods that are out there that are veggies that don't cause that much gas?
Anti-gas pills.
Well, I'm doing anti-gas pills. I'd like to do it in a more natural way as per the plant power. I would like the power of the plants, Doc.
Well, what happens is, plants have a lot of fiber.
Yes.
And high fiber diets tend to lead to the bacteria, that live in your gut, actually digest the fiber. And as they're digesting the fiber as best as they can, then they produce gas as a byproduct. So, when your body is just getting, let's say, for example, you haven't been eating a lot of fruits and vegetables for a while.
That's Joe.
When your body starts picking up eating fiber, it just takes a while for it to achieve what's called homeostasis, where the body is kind of, at a set, stable point where it's accustomed to eating that amount of fiber. So, give it some time. Some people have, gas and bloating as a result of eating high fiber diets. Some people don't. It's hard to say who's going to do it and who's not going to do it. But are there any particular vegetables that are known to be, fiber causing? Well, you talk about beans, right? They tend to be, very,
I hear they're a magical fruit.
I like them.
Yeah, the more you eat them, the more you toot.
But no, I mean, in all seriousness, people have to figure out what, it's a trial and error. I mean, certain vegetables may do it to you, certain may not. It's hard to say in general for everybody, but it's more trial and error.
Well, now that I have a copy of Plant Power. I'm going to follow this, kind of like a new Bible. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get the King James version. That's what the K stands for, Joe. Yes, Ian K. Smith, King James version of Plant Power. And I'm going to follow some of the meals and the snacks and everything else that are in here because I want to eat better. I want to eat more clean. That's the thing I'm learning. Eating clean doesn't always have to lack in taste.
Yeah,
a lot of people think that. That's the problem. Like he's saying, you can eat the burger, you can eat the friggin' steak, but have more vegetables.
Well, like I was telling you before the show, I'm changing my whole diet around. I've been eating more salads lately.
Which is amazing because you don't eat vegetables.
Well, I put stuff I like into the salad. Like I like onions, so I put onions in there.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, that's what he puts in there.
And, tomatoes.
Yeah, what people have to understand is that, you got to stay away from processed foods. Unfortunately, a lot of our foods in our grocery stores are highly processed.
Yeah.
And, manufacturers do that for all kinds of reasons. Mostly they do it for their bottom line. But in all honesty, we don't need to eat all these highly processed foods. There are plenty of ways to prepare foods that don't have to be so processed. They're healthier for us, and they maintain their taste. Taste has got to be at the top of the list, and there are ways of doing it, of delivering great taste without highly processing it. So I would encourage everyone listening to definitely think about eating cleaner and trying to reduce some of those processed ingredients.
Well, I'm going to follow this book, and by the end of it, I'm going to look just like Dr. Ian Smith. I'm going to be an in-shape black doctor. That's what I'm going to look like. I'm an in-shape black doctor. That's what I'm going to. I can pull it off, Joe. Don't give me any bullshit, Joe. I'll tell you. So now, all right, we also have a side bet going on. Me and Joe, we did this off air, but I'm going to ask it now on air of the doctor, Dr. Ian K. Smith, who joins us, the author of Plant Power, who's on the phone right now. Is there a significant number? Is there an exact number of daily poops that you're supposed to take? Because me and Joe differ in this. He said he talked to his doctor. Now, also, I have to give the backstory. Joe used to never eat vegetables.
Never.
That's why when you just said broccoli, he shuddered. All right? He actually cried. He's in the fetal stance. He's on the floor crying now because you said broccoli, Doc. All right? Now, so if this gentleman doesn't eat vegetables, now he's incorporating more vegetables, but he's still not, to me, being regular as the, as I use air quotes, regular. My point being, though, is I would like to know, because I'm up to 3 now today. Joe is on 0.
Yeah.
So, is there a number of poops that your body should be taking a day? I understand it's what you intake. I get that. But is there, you should at least poop once a day, right, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there is no. Some people, don't do it at all in a day. Some people do it every other day. I mean, it's completely different for different people. There's some people who they do it every couple of days, and it's not abnormal for them. That's their normal gastrointestinal activity, but other people do it 2 or 3 times a day. So really, honestly, there's no general rule of what that magical number is, and anyone who tries to give it that number, I'm interested to find out why they think that that's the right number, but I think that, it's a range. I mean, should people be going more than 3 times a day? Probably not. It'd be a lot if you're going more than 3 times a day.
Whoa.
But I think three is probably the upper limit if you're not sick. And sometimes people don't go for a couple of days. So there's no set number of how often it happens.
That's exactly true, Doc. That's exactly what my situation. Eddie
Stop kissing the doctor's ass.
Well, no, he's telling me exactly what my doctor told me.
Well,
the exact same, because I was worried, because I don't go often. I go 2-3 times a week.
Well, my doctor, Dr. Ian Smith, says there's something wrong with you.
No.
I don't care what he...
Maybe up here, but not down there.
I say everyone should just have Taco Bell and go 4 times a day. That's just me. All right, by the way, also, if you need something to read while pooping, there is a bunch of... This guy right here, Dr. Ian Smith here, is not just a guy who writes diet books or health books or anything. He also writes detective novels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's crazy. And then one of them is... Is one of them getting a TV deal? I'm hearing stuff through the grapevine, Doc.
Yeah, there's a series called the Ask Kane series. The 2 books in the series so far are The Unspoken and Wolf Point. and they've been optioned to become a TV series. We've written the pilot script, and we're hopefully, inching towards getting it produced and getting on TV.
Now, do one of them? Do you need a sexy radio personality like myself to be in there? Like that used to be fat, but now is less fat because he's reading Plant Power.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, is that?
We can always make room, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. This is why I like Dr. Ian Smith. He's making deals. He ain't screwing around.
Well, there you go.
I mean, he's on every other show.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it was the weirdest thing because he's out promoting Plant Power.
Sure.
I saw Dr. Ian Smith. He was just up at Sirius XM. He was on Jim and Sam.
Okay.
All right, just so because he goes there a lot. He likes Jim and Sam.
Okay.
And he's on that show. And when we're up there, I hope to God, we have Dr. Ian Smith on there.
Sure.
But the thing is, it's weird because he's on every damn TV show you turn around, and this was before he was hyping the book.
Uh-huh.
Like, he's on everything. I see him on Rachel all the freaking time.
Okay.
He's always on Rachel Ray. He's a medical contributor on Rachel Ray. I got that. But he's, always there. So it's weird because I feel like I know him, and I don't know him because he's always on my television. Because he has become a trusted name in health.
A stalker?
Yeah, I'm not stalking him. He's on television all the time.
Okay.
All right? It's not like Go ahead. You taking a restraining order out?
I don't blame him.
No. No, I'm going to take a little break because I'm going to... I'm working on a new novel, so I'm going to be kind of off the grid for a little bit.
Are you the type... So is this a new, detective novel, or...
Yeah, this is book 3 of the. Book 4. Book 3 is already done. I'm working that, and that publishes next year. But I'm working on book 4 for the Ash Kane series.
Cool. Are you the type that hide? I know Hemingway used to lock himself in a house in Florida and write and stuff. He used to just hide. Are you that guy?
Yeah, I have friends who do that. I kind of can write anywhere from a plane to a library, to my office. So I'm very flexible when it comes. It depends on what mood I'm in and kind of what inspires me,
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I would think that you writing all this stuff, did you want to be before a doctor? Did you want to be an author?
I've always wanted to be a doctor first, but also I always loved books, so I always wanted to be an author. And so while,
he's doing everything.
Me becoming a physician took precedence, but I still always had that longing to also write because I love books, I love mysteries, I love books that make you think, and so I was pursuing that quietly, and I finally decided, it was time to make it public, and I did it.
Yeah, Dr. Ian Smith's next book is The Mystery of How the Hell He Got Booked on This Show.
That's for sure.
That's how it is. All right, so we got one question. Somebody, Trevor the Drunk. Of course, it's Trevor the Drunk.
Okay.
Trevor the Drunk wants to know about laxatives. Are they okay for your body?
It depends. Sometimes you need laxatives. If you have a condition where you're constipated and you just can't seem to move things along, or your gastrointestinal system is slowed down, sometimes you need the assistance of a gentle laxative. But
absolutely,
taking a laxative for weight loss, however, is not advised.
There you go.
I don't
because that is not the purpose of a laxative to get you to clean. As some people would say, to clean you out so you can lose weight. That's not the purpose. A laxative is a gentle assistance to your gastrointestinal system that may have slowed down for whatever reason. And to get it back working again.
Yeah, and if you can't, obviously for some odd reason, Dr. Ian Smith, besides our questions, now he's been answering questions about poop.
I know
this whole damn interview, and I'm sorry about that. But people had the questions. I got to ask them. But however, I want to point out that
give me a different question before I have to leave.
Yeah. So, Doc, when you can't shit, no. But by the way, people read Plant Power and learn what foods are going to be, clean your body out, and naturally, you're going to, get some stuff going. I really have. That's the thing. I don't even have any more questions for you because you're literally taking over the goddamn world, Doc.
Okay.
You're I wasn't even trying to be funny before about he's on every goddamn show that's out there. So if you don't think that this guy is trustworthy, if this guy is the guy that they're putting their money behind because he's got the knowledge, he's got the capabilities, he's got all the freaking, he's writing New York Times bestsellers, and in his spare time, when he's not healing the world of their non-veggie eating abilities, the man is writing detective novels that he's already got one down. He's got the next one in the series is already done. He's going to go lock himself in a clock tower and come up with a new book and send that out to the masses as well.
I read that one, I'll tell you.
I'm telling you, right now, here's what you got to do. Get off your asses, stop not pooping, and go to Amazon or wherever you get your books and look up Plant Power. Dr. Ian K. Smith, M.D., he's a New York Times bestselling author. Yes. It's a simple 4-week plan. Flip your plate, change your weight. I'm going to be following many facets of this book. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you that right now. It's up there on the ham cam right now so you can see the cover so you guys can know what exactly you're getting yourself into. And Dr. Ian Smith, first off, thank you for being on the program, sir. Thank you for dealing with
Ben,
us.
I enjoyed talking to you guys, and once again, join my Facebook group for those who want some help, and I'll help you. It's called Plant Power, just as the name of the book.
Terrific.
And on Instagram, I give out, workout and recipes, so follow me on Instagram at Dr. Ian Smith. Spell the doctor out, I-A-N Smith. Thanks so much, guys. Nice talking to you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ian K. Smith. Thank you, sir.
So long.
Bye-bye, sir. That one hell of a nice fella.
Oh, yes, very nice guy.
A nice guy.
I lost weight just talking to him.
I did. I was going to start eating the book.
Yes.
Because I needed some roughage. It's good stuff.
We eat that hamburger on the cover.
The hamburger on the cover looks amazing.
Yeah, well, it's done well.
It's well done, either way. I knew, by the way, that Trevor, literally wrote me privately. He goes, ask him about laxatives.
Yeah.
So either Trevor can't shit... or Trevor's drinking too much.
Trevor's up in age like me, right?
I don't even know how old. Trevor, call the show, 718-577-1389. I don't know how old Trevor is. Well, I never actually asked.
I don't think he's as old as I am, but he's
no spring chicken.
He's no spring chicken.
I know that.
This condition sort of affects us as we get older. I was never, when I was young, forget about it. I pooped all the time.
I pooped every day.
I was pooping those days.
I was a poop machine.
I was a king of poop, let me tell you.
You are full of shit,
I was too
Joe.
poop to pop sometimes.
Damn right, you are full of shit.
I was too pop to poop.
Yep, that's what happens. It's crazy the amount of stuff that happens to your body when you get older. It is truly amazing.
Yeah.
Because I remember vividly.
I want to live to be 119 like that. That was your Russian lady or something?
No, I don't even know. Well, she died, the 119-year-old lady.
Oh, yeah. You live 119 years. Come on.
What else is there to do? And look, she pooped every day, Doc. I don't care what you have to say. She pooped at least
80 years old. You got 40 years left.
She pooped more than 3 times a day. Would you stop hitting the microphone?
I'm scratching my nose.
Well, your nose isn't in the microphone yet.
I can do this mustache. You have one, so you must know.
I have, yeah.
You have to.
I trim it down.
You got to trim it down.
You got to trim it down.
It tickles your nose.
Well, here's an idea. Why don't you shave it a little bit?
Well, I'm new to the bearded world. This is my first beard.
Yeah, but you've had this beard for a while now.
Well, not that long.
How long have you had the beard?
I started growing it right after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so that's November of last year, Joseph.
Well, that's when I started growing it.
Okay, well, when did you have full beard potential?
I would say probably January.
Okay, so in the beginning of 2022, you grew a beard.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a full luxurious beard, as everyone can see.
I don't keep it,
No, that's not. You're not. You don't do what I do. You don't have this.
No.
You don't have the billy goat in the front.
Yeah.
I actually shaved the sides of mine because it was getting fucking annoying. With this April weather is annoying the shit out of me.
It is, isn't it?
Because it's cold one day, it's hot the other day. I don't even know what to wear. I got to go back to the Sirius tomorrow, 12/21. I have no clue what the fuck to wear. You actually have to
go into the city?
I got to go into the city.
Oh, that's shit.
I know. Trevor the Drunk, you're on the line. Trevor, how are you?
Hey, Trev. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Joe, you look like a roadie, man.
I know.
What's that like pony? What's that ponytail in the back?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't even have a ponytail.
Yeah, it's coming.
Wait, turn your head a little bit this way, Joe. Right there. Yeah, he's got. Look at the locks of the back of his head.
Well, I'm really reshaping my image. It's true.
Are you having a midlife crisis?
Yeah.
That means you're going to keep living?
I looked at myself around Thanksgiving and I said, you look kind of fucked up and old. I said, change your around. So I grew up.
Hey, Joe, would you set up my equipment?
You need to be handled with it. You need a guitar pick.
I can do it. Yeah.
Joe is there for you.
I can say, well, look around the studio.
We have a full functioning rock studio here. I mean, for Christ's sake, we got more axes in here than Paul Bunyan.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
What the heck? What's that thing on the side? There's like just some stairs coming down. Is that where Joe goes back into the vault?
Wait, which one? Over here?
Oh, we're in the basement.
Oh, here, yeah.
There's some blue stairs.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Is that where Joe goes? Does Joe like guard the money?
No, that's where Joe. If he goes up and to the left, he goes into his masturbating room.
There we go.
That's right there. There's a nice little. All
right, let's talk about the shits. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's talk about the fact that. By the way, you're writing me about laxative. Are you not pooping?
All right, let me get down to the nitty gritty on the
nitty gritty.
Okay, let me. The nitty gritty.
Yeah.
The dingleberry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I'm taking right now. I was in the hospital 3 times.
Ooh.
And the nurses would clap when I took a giant dump. Okay.
Wow.
And
good for you. He took a smelly shit.
It was like, man, that was a good one. I mean, it's just, if you're not doing it, you're going to die. Right, Joe?
Yeah. You got to do it. I mean, I tell you, I was telling Eddie, I have constipation problems. And sometimes, like, you don't go for 3 days. Well, the third day, you're feeling, excuse the expression, shitty. You know, you really
on
feel
the third
bad.
day,
yeah,
he took a dump.
But when you take the laxative and, you know, things have to go the way they have to go, you start to feel much better again. You know, so it's really good. Well, we're in the hospital.
Well, but see, because I'm an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, though, so it's like,
What were you in the hospital for? You drunk?
Well, I've been in this one I had because I had my foot. I'd say it's diabetes, but yeah.
My wife's a diabetic.
But anyway, no, I've been in for pancreatitis once, and But again, if you're not getting rid of the poison, it just starts coming up as I know the whole story. It comes up as acid. So you got to get rid of the poison in your body.
Yeah, it's like bile and shit, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Right, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. It's kind of like Eddie's show, bile.
Yeah. I always knew that Trevor was full of shit. So
I'll tell you. Hey, Trev, do you mind if I ask how old you are? Trev?
What?
Do you mind
how old are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask?
I'm 50, I'll just say 57. I'll be 57
you're a
months.
puppy. You're still young.
Yeah. How old are you in dog years?
Yeah. You know, I'm 70.
In alcoholic years, I'm like Charles Bukowski.
Damn.
I'm very lucky. You know, I'm 78 years old, and I've never been in a hospital in my life.
Well, now you just fucked yourself.
I've been in them, but never for.
Yeah, now you just jinxed yourself.
Yeah, visiting people. But, you know, that's true.
Wait, hey, Joe, when was the last time you had a drink of alcohol?
Oh,
yesterday?
No, probably, yesterday, for sure.
He has a full. We have a full bar in our green room.
But I drink in moderation. I don't drink every day. I don't get drunk. I'll have one drink or two drinks, and that's it. And I don't get drunk. But I do drink practically, well, not every day, but practically every day.
Yeah.
You know, have something. You know, usually my wife and I, right around 5 o'clock before we have dinner, we'll have a little toddy, and then we'll have dinner. And my wife drinks wine at night. She likes to drink wine.
Oh, but Joe, by the way,
yes,
Trevor's liver is so small and black and dead. It's actually named Gary Coleman.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I can tell you that because I was in the hospital. Hey, wait a minute. I said no. I was. Hang on. It doesn't look like Gary Coleman, but it looks like that guy in your studio. What was his name?
What? Slick Rick?
You're going to say the one black guy in my studio?
Yeah, no.
You racist fuck.
I was in the hospital, though.
Uh-huh.
I was in the hospital, though, and then they said that I had scarring on my liver, but I didn't have cirrhosis. So is that good?
Well, that's a plus.
Well, no sclerosis is a good thing. You know, you don't want that.
Yes. All right, Trevor, I got to take a break. Hopefully you won't die during the commercial.
Take a break. Well,
okay, buddy.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you guys about the shit. Okay.
Absolutely.
You too, pal.
Please, just consider yourself part of the family. It's all right. You can do it. It's the Ham Radio Show, because if I don't take